So I've had a lot of people ask me, Steve, what is going on with that $4,000 boost for seniors in Social Security? Now, this is what we covered in that big, beautiful bill that we saw released from Congress that is supposed to support the Trump agenda. Now, I'm going to cover all the details for you, and I'll let you know in a previous video what was included in that bill for Social Security. We saw things kind of switch up. Today, I'm going to be covering all the details. So if you collect Social Security, you're going to want to check this out. Now, in addition to that, I mentioned in my last video yesterday, if you missed it, go check it out right after this, an update on those Doge dividend refund checks as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at the latest headlines so that way you can see it for yourself. As you see, Social Security users to get a $4,000 boost in payments. Who is eligible? This coming out in the last 24 hours. Here's another one. A new senior bonus could give older adults a $4,000 tax break. Here's who qualifies. And here's another one. Trump wanted to end Social Security taxation. Republicans in Congress, they had other ideas. And here it is so you can see it for yourself. It says the one big beautiful bill that was released by Congress, Republicans pushing this through the process of reconciliation. We're going to be covering the details so that way you can see exactly what is going on. So for those of you who have been messaging me asking, hey, Steve, what is going on here with Social Security? $4,000. How is this going to be going out? How are we going to receive it? What is included in the bill? How does this work? I'm going to cover all the details for you so you know exactly what is going on. Now, also, just keep in mind as we dive into the details here that this is the first draft of the bill that has been released by the House in Congress. It is very likely that there could be modifications to this, changes that could unfold as they begin to tweak the provisions, they negotiate. We might see provisions taken out. We might see new provisions included. We will see. I will keep you up to date every step of the way. But we're going to dive right in. And as always, these articles are going to be cited in the description below with a hyperlink so you can click them, go see them for yourself, including the bill as well. And if you like that, you appreciate the updates, don't forget, take a quick second, hit that like button for me. I see MD, I see Peggy, David. Glad you guys could make it. And also, if this is your first time here and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. It's totally free to stay up to date here on the channel. I'll keep you up to speed on Social Security, Congress, Doge dividend refund checks, what's happening with all the things around the world right now as we're seeing Donald Trump working on tariffs, negotiating peace treaties. There's an assortment of different things. I will keep you up to date here on the channel, totally free. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and like I said, hit that like button. Help spread this out further so more people can get the latest updated information. Now, also, in addition to that, wanted to mention to you too, before we dive too far into the bill here, that I've got a very important update for you, and this is if you or a loved one is currently on Medicare. This is very important. So on May 1st, just a little while ago, the Department of Justice filed a massive fraud complaint against 3 of the largest Medicare brokers in the country. Now, according to the DOJ, these brokers have misled seniors, claiming to offer unbiased help while secretly steering them to insurance plans that paid the highest kickbacks to them. Not the best plan for you and not the right plan, just the most profitable one for them. It's infuriating, but sadly, it's not surprising. If you have suspected that you are getting ripped off, chances are you're probably right. Now, I wanted to share with you guys today my recommendation for Chapter. Chapter is different. This company was founded because the founders, their parents, were scammed through Medicare, and they vowed to fix the system. They're fully independent, and they are the only national advisor that searches every Medicare plan available to find the one that actually fits your needs the best. They advocate for you, not for an insurance company. There's no steering, no pressure, just ethical, honest help at no cost to you. That's right. This is free. You see the number on the screen? All you got to do is call it. It's totally free for you. You can call and you can see, hey, do I've got the best plan? They can confirm it. If I don't, they'll let you know what other options are available to you. No steering, no pressure, just ethical, honest help at no cost to you. So if you want help with Medicare, give Chapter a call today at the number on the screen, 984-375 0879. You'll talk to a real person who will help you figure out exactly which plan is right for you. Chapter has saved the average senior that calls in, and they can help $1,000 a year. And it is a free resource to my audience, like I said, totally free. So I'm pasting the number down below. You're going to be able to see it on the screen. Give Chapter a call today, and that number again is 984-375-0879. Thank you to Chapter for making that available to those that are on Medicare and need the best plan for them. So check that out if you haven't done so yet. Free opportunity to see if you've got the best plan. Now, let's go ahead and dive into the details of this $4,000 boost we're hearing. Take a look at the headlines coming out in the last 24 hours. Social Security users to get a $4,000 boost in payments. Who is eligible? Now, this article reads, House Republicans have unveiled a draft of their tax proposals. And we're going to dive into all the details of this in the actual bill as well, which includes a potential deduction for Social Security recipients. Now, this was on Monday. The House Ways and Means Committee released the One Big Beautiful Bill, the draft legislation which represents the centerpiece for President Donald Trump's domestic economic agenda, proposes raising the nation's debt ceiling by $4 trillion, extends certain tax cuts from his first term, and adds new tax breaks on tips, overtime pay, and auto loans as well. Now, here's why it matters. While the proposed elimination of taxes on Social Security benefits, one of Trump's campaign promises, did not get featured in the draft resolution. Republicans worked in a tax break that could benefit tens of millions of older Americans who rely on the insurance program. So here's what to know. Many tax-related proposals were included in the nearly 400-page resolution, including an extension on several elements of Trump's 2017 tax breaks set to expire at the end of the year. So they did include these, but a lot of people were looking for those elimination of tax on Social Security. A section entitled Enhanced Deductions for Seniors outlines the Social Security benefits of those over 65 who soon might be entitled to this. The bill states that for the tax year 2025 through 2028, so right now, seniors will be entitled to an additional $4,000 deduction on Social Security wages. So there it is. It is a $4,000 deduction on Social Security wages. However, the bill goes on to state that this deduction will be subject to income-based restrictions and that the deduction will decrease by 4% for all adjusted income above $75,000 to $150,000 in the case of joint filer tax returns. So if you're an individual making less than $75,000 a year collecting Social Security, this $4,000 credit would go to you. If you are a couple filing jointly, and you make less than $150,000 a year and you collect Social Security, this would go towards you. So for those that have been asking me, Steve, what are the details of this? There you have it right there. Now, what people are saying. House Speaker Mike Johnson said, our One Big Beautiful Bill will deliver the America First agenda. This has been a year in the making, and we will not rest until we get it done for the American people. Kevin Hassett, director of the National Economic Council, said Trump was very, very pleased with the bill. The bottom line is that the president's top priorities are to take the previous tax cuts and extend them and make them permanent, but then to go after the things that are going to help middle-class folks, Hassett told CNBC. Let's have no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. Those are the top priorities of the president right now. Now, what's interesting is he said right there, no tax on Social Security. We heard that that was not in the bill. Instead, they have this provision that would do a $4,000 deduction. President Donald Trump, in a post on Truth Social on Monday night, urged Republicans to unify behind the House Ways and Means Committee Chair Jason Smith. House Republican leadership has expressed hopes that the bill can pass in the House and move forward to the Senate by Memorial Day. Smith recently told Fox News he hopes for Trump to sign the bill by Independence Day. However, there still exists some GOP opposition to this bill, where the party holds a slim majority in the House. Texas Representative Chip Roy told reporters last week that there were 20-plus issues with the resolution in its current form. Wow. So we're hearing the negotiations are taking place right now. And we're hearing Chip Roy saying there's at least 20 different items that I want to see addressed before I put my stamp of approval on this bill and get it pushed through. Now, in addition to that, as we saw there, one of the big promises, the big agenda items for Social Security that Trump said that he wanted to see included was elimination of the double tax. He said, why is it that you pay into Social Security as you make income your entire life? You pay into it, and then when you pull it, we're taxing you again? He said that's double taxation. That is not right. We need to eliminate it. A lot of people were very happy to see that they were making strides towards getting that done. However, now that the big, beautiful bill has been released, it is not included, but there is this $4,000 deduction, this tax break that is included. Now, let me know your thoughts. Are you glad to see something in the bill? If so, put yes. Or do you think, no, I would have rather liked to have seen that tax elimination? Put no. Let me know your thoughts. Or are you glad, hey, that we're getting that $4,000? Let me know. Yes, if you're glad to see this provision. No, if you would have rather seen something else. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But let's take a look at this as well. You can see here a new senior bonus. This could give older adults a $4,000 tax break. Here is who would qualify. Now, this article, as you can see, just coming out not too long ago today. And this article says, a Republican tax proposal could give people age 65 and older an additional deduction of $4,000 in a senior bonus that would ease the tax burden of older adults, although it would not end taxes on Social Security, which President Trump's campaign was based on. So, wow, there you have it. And I'm seeing a lot of no's pouring in. A lot of people saying no, they are not happy with this. They would prefer to see something else, or maybe the original promise of elimination of taxes. Wow, a lot of no's pouring in. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this as well. As you can see here, this one coming out from the B that says, Trump wanted to end the Social Security taxation. Republicans in Congress have other ideas, and that is one of the issues as well. As you guys know, Donald Trump running his campaign on no tax on Social Security, yet he's the president, and he's relying on Congress to push through the legislation to make it happen, and instead, they switched it out for something else. And I'm still seeing those no's pouring in the comments. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. It says, President Donald Trump's proposal to end taxation on Social Security benefits is not in the big Republican tax bill. We had heard that it was going to be included in there. Peggy McGuire, thank you so much for hitting the join button, supporting the channel with those monthly contributions. I appreciate that a ton. Not necessary, but greatly appreciated. As a result, not only will all of my site's sources be cited in the description, it's also going to be popping up on your feed as well. Just a little extra thing that I do to say thank you for the support. Appreciate that a ton. Reading on, it says, instead, the GOP this week is crafting legislation that would provide an additional $4,000 federal income tax deduction for lower and middle income seniors 65 and older. And I heard, I think it was somebody, one of the reporters, saying that the idea here is that it might be focused on lower and middle income individuals, those making less than $75,000 a year, or couples making less than $150,000 a year would be the biggest beneficiaries of this provision. Whereas the taxation, it is impacting those that are making more income over certain tax brackets. If they would have done no tax for Social Security, that would have impacted about 40% of recipients and those making more. Now they're saying that this is impacting those that make less. And again, let me know your thoughts. Are you glad to see this $4,000 provision in there? If so, put yes. If you're saying no, I would have rather have seen that no tax on Social Security, put no. Let me know your thoughts. And if you haven't done so yet, don't forget, take a second, hit that like button to spread this out across the YouTube platform. Now it says, Representative Jason Smith, chairman of the Tax Writing House Ways and Means Committee, argued that the break would help those who needed it the most. Seniors like my aunt, who had to take a job as a door greeter at Walmart to supplement her Social Security income after the loss of her husband, will receive much-needed tax relief, he said. But while senior activist groups like the new break they had concerns about other related issues to this. Social Security benefits were never meant to be taxed, and even with this new deduction, many seniors will still bear a heavy tax burden that can further deplete their already limited retirement income, said Shannon Benton, executive director of the Senior Citizens League. At the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare, Maria Fries took a broader look. While the group backs the enhanced deductions, it doesn't counter the harm to seniors programs that will result from the rest of this bill, said Fries, committee senior legislative representative. The Republican-dominated Ways and Means Committee is writing a massive tax bill this week that extends the 2017 federal income tax rates and continues a series of business and individual tax breaks. Republican initiatives, Fries said, will dramatically increase the deficit and slash programs important to seniors, all to pay for a massive tax cut that primarily goes to the wealthy. A tax break for seniors. Trump has said for months that he wanted to end the federal income tax on Social Security benefits. About 6.3 million Californians receive Social Security benefits. If someone's income is more than $34,000 a year or a joint return income is more than $44,000, under a federal formula for such calculations, as much as 85% of Social Security benefits can be currently subject to taxation. House tax writers explained that they didn't include the provision in the new bill because it would have a rough time passing a Senate procedural test governing what can be included in such legislation. Wow, so there you have it. They're acknowledging the fact that we didn't include this provision in there because we're not sure if it will pass the test of the procedural measures that are needed in order for us to pass the legislation. There were also concerns that the chief beneficiaries of the Social Security income tax exemption are wealthier taxpayers. Only about half of Social Security recipients pay no income tax on their benefits because their taxable incomes are too low. So again, they're saying that it would be the upper half that would be benefiting from no taxes. This, they're saying, is focused on a larger portion of beneficiaries and those that need it the most. But under the House plan, lower income people would benefit. Those 65 and older could deduct $4,000 per eligible filer, roughly twice as much as the current additional deduction in most cases. The proposed increase applies to those with modified adjusted gross incomes of $75,000 a year or less for an individual filer, or $150,000 a year or less for married people filing jointly. Wow. So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, a lot of justification being made by Congress for why they said they decided to switch it up. Let me know your thoughts. And again, we had heard that Donald Trump said, I want to see the elimination of Social Security tax, get rid of the double taxation to seniors. However, it looks like Congress, as the article said, had different plans in mind. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual big, beautiful bill here. And as I mentioned, this is likely going to be changing here. We will see as it goes through negotiations that are taking place right now. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and do a search through this 389-page bill for $4,000. And there it is right there. You can see this article says, enhanced deduction for seniors. It says, in general, in the case of any taxable year beginning from December 31st of 2024, so basically starting in 2025 all the way to January 1st of 2029 or 2025 to 2028, the dollar amount in effect under the paragraph shall be increased by $4,000. Limitation based on modified adjusted gross incomes. In the case of any taxpayer for any taxable year, the $4,000 amount in the subparagraph A shall be reduced, but not below zero, by 4% of such of the taxpayer's modified adjusted gross income that exceeds $75,000 a year, or $150,000 in the case of a joint return. So there you have it, you guys. That is actually in this big, beautiful bill, the $4,000 deduction that would go out to seniors. So again, let me know your thoughts. I'm seeing a lot of no's coming up in the chat. People saying no, they're not happy about it, that they would have rather have seen Social Security tax outright eliminated. But we're hearing members of Congress saying, no, this is what needs to be done. This will help those that need it the most. And also, through the process of reconciliation, we're not entirely sure whether or not we're going to be able to get this passed through legally in reconciliation. So we will see. I will keep you up to date. Now, I see somebody mentioning the $5,000 Doge dividend refund checks. If you missed my video yesterday, you're going to want to check it out. I covered it in detail for you from that big, beautiful bill that we were waiting to see and have that as a line item provision. Now, as I mentioned, this bill is still in the works. I will keep you up to date as more comes out so that way you know exactly what is going on. But right now, that is where things currently stand with Social Security, the one big, beautiful bill, the elimination of taxation, and a $4,000 credit or boost that we're hearing could be going out to seniors. Now, if anything changes, I'll be sure to report it right here on the channel right away. Cite the sources, put it on the screen, read right from it, hyperlink it in the description, so that way you can know and rest assured that this is the latest. As of today right now, May 14th, 2025, that is where we currently stand. And again, if you appreciate that, do me a favor, hit that like button. Just takes a second, helps out the channel a ton. Subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not? And with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. That is the latest on Social Security. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.